Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. If you happen to be watching for the first time, I welcome you and encourage you to subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you can know when new content is posted. Today, my plan is to install this optic on my P365 380. This is the Holosun EPS carry in 6 MOA green reticle. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and clean the firearm because it has now approximately 500 to 600 rounds since the last cleaning. If you haven't seen my unboxing and spec talk on this EPS carry, I will leave a link in the description for you to find it quicker. Also, I will make another video when I install the optic and show the process. For now, we will go ahead and start with the disassembly and cleaning process. So before we start, I just want to clarify that this is a basic cleaning and not a full disassembly. There are a few steps that I will explain, but I won't be able to show on camera because of YouTube and their policies. I will not go into the striker disassembly process or the full FCU disassembly process. So this is more the type of regular after the range cleaning and lubrication that you will typically do. Having said that, let's start with the list of things or tools that you will need. The very first thing that you're going to need is personal protection equipment. Make sure that you are protecting the most important tool that you have, which is your hands. So I'm going to be using a latex glove on one of my hands, which is the one that's going to be holding the parts in contact with the solvents. Even though these solvents are not harmful, I'm still gonna protect my hand. So we have here this cleaning kit that I purchased at Amazon. This kit is advertised to be good from calibers from 42 to 45. So if you have a 380 or a 9mm, you can use that same bore brush as the 9mm. Let me see if I can get it here. Focus, 9mm. So it's going to be the same for the 380. The diameter for 9mm and 380 is the same. The only difference is that the 380 is shorter than the 9. The kit comes with cotton pads, which I highly recommend for this type of job. And I already have some in here that I will be using. We'll probably use more than that. You will also need some sort of fine pick like this one to be able to go into the smaller areas and channels. You will also need the receiver pin removal tool, and I got this from SigGuy.com. It's actually a toolkit that it's named the 365 Dark or Disassembly and Reassembly kit. It is recommended to have a soft brush like this. So what I did is, instead of throwing your old toothbrush, I just keep them and I use them to clean the firearm. What I use for cleaning and lubricating all of my pistols is this Shooter's Lube brand, and it works amazingly good and simplifies things a lot. You have the stage 1, which is the cleaning agent, and just spray it and let it do its work for about a minute, and you can pretty much wipe off any junk out very easily. Step 2 is the oil, which we'll be using to lube the pistol and also place a light coat at the end of the slide as a rust preventive measure. I've used this Shooter's Lube brand for over 2 years now, and not one of my pistols have rust on them, which I see a lot of owners posting about rust on their pistols. Let's move forward and start the disassembly and cleaning process. Step 1 is always a safety check. You want to make sure you are working with a clear firearm, so we are going to go ahead and we're going to remove the magazine. We are going to lock the slide to the back, and we're going to visually check that there is no ammo. We're also going to physically check that there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there, and as you can see my finger, this thing is very dirty. Step 2, we are going to remove the slide. With the slide locked to the rear, we are going to push the safety down. If you have a manual safety, if you don't have a manual safety, then this doesn't apply to you. If you have a manual safety and you don't push it down, then you won't be able to fully rotate your takedown lever, and I don't recommend you to force it, or you can internally start to break stuff. Number 3, you are going to locate your takedown lever. You're going to rotate the lever down to the 6 o'clock position or 90 degrees, and you're going to place your thumb in there. You're going to hold it in there at the 6 o'clock position. While you are holding the takedown lever, you can now slightly push back on your slide, and you hear that click. That means that the slide release it's down, and now you can slightly you can slide the lock. Now you can just pull your slide out. Now I'm not going to show it on camera, so I'm just going to remove it, and it's that easy. It's already here disassembled. We are going to on that slide, we're going to remove the recoil spring. You're going to slightly push it back and then pull it up. You remove it, there it is, and then you're going to remove your barrel. Once you remove the spring, your barrel is kind of loose, so you're going to lift it up and remove your barrel. And that's as far as we will go with the slide disassembly. As I said before, we will not remove anything from the striker chamber, so we will leave that as is. So moving up onto the grip module, there is one thing that we are going to do, and that is to remove the fire control unit, the FCU, which is this over here. Your FCU is attached to the grip with a pin, which is located. It's located right here. That's what holds your FCU. So all you do is just push that pin with the receiver pin removal. You are going to put it in there and you're going to push it out. I'm not going to show it on camera. And once you have that pin out, you can just lift your FCU from the rear. We've done focus. You can just remove it and take it out. So let me do it outside of the camera for you. There's the pin. Make sure you don't lose it. And now you can just slightly start lifting up the FCU and remove it from your firearm. And there it is. It's completely removed. That is your firearm. This is not your firearm. Once you remove the FCU, make sure that you are aware of this little guy in here. It's like a C-clip type. And that is what holds your pin in place when you put it back. This is very easy to lose and it's very common to lose. So if you do lose it and you don't notice, when you put your pin back, it won't lock in, and then when you fire your gun, your pin is gonna start backing out, and that's not good. You know, that's something that you don't want it to happen when you are firing your pistol. So make sure you're aware of where it is at all times. So we're going to start with the cleaning process. We are going to start with the slide and its components first. So let's go ahead and start spraying the components. We're going to start with the barrel. We're going to take our solvent and we are going to start spraying. We're going to spray inside and we're going to allow the spray to start doing its work. When we go to the slide, make sure that you don't spray inside here. This is the striker cavity. That's where the striker hits the primer. So you don't want to get that wet or you might have light strikes. So the way to do it is turn the slide and spray from here down so that it flows down and it doesn't fall in there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to spray and we're going to let it do its thing. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start cleaning the barrel of the gun first. So we're going to take our cotton pads. We're going to take our barrel brush, and what I'm going to do is I am going to start wrapping this cotton pad. It's going to be wrapped around like this. I am going to spray it with solvent. Now we are going to go ahead and clean the barrel. Now when you clean the barrel, this is the way it goes. This is the way that the projectile travels. So it comes out through this side and then the chamber is here. So you are going to clean in the direction of the bullet movement. So that means you're going to go in here and then you are going to push and clean, and then don't go back. You gotta unscrew this. Then you're gonna take it out, screw it back on, and then repeat the process. You're gonna roll this again. You're gonna put it in there, and you are going to repeat this until there's no junk in the barrel inside. You're also going to take another cotton pad. You are going to put some more solvent, and then you are going to clean the outside of that barrel. Going to clean it thoroughly. For these areas where you might not be able to go in with your hand, that's where you take your little pick, and then you just go in there, you put the pick on, and then you just wipe and clean in there. Once you have it all clean, you're gonna grab another cotton pad. This time it's going to be dry, and you are going to dry off any excess of solvent. Cotton pads should be clean for the most part, and you take a look at the inside of your barrel. There should be no lead or any junk in there. It should be completely clean. Moving on, we're gonna go ahead and do the recoil spring. Same process. We are going to again spray some on it, we're going to get our brush and we are going to start brushing this all the way around. And this one won't be as bad as the other part, so this is just a quick cleaning. You're going to take your cotton pad and you are going to clean it out. There you have it, it's clean. We're going to put it back. We're going to move on to the slide. For the slide, we are going to take just the regular cotton, and we're initially going to start wiping off anything that's there in the top that we can visually see. We're going to clean as much as we can. Take another cotton pad if needed. Give it a little spray. And you are going to continue to clean that slide. Make sure you clean down in there carefully. See how dirty that is? So this solvent, it's really good. You just spray it onto the surface and it really brings out all the junk. Now what I usually do is I take my pick and I am going to start cleaning on all of these side channels and then all of these little crevices in here. So the same thing, just take another cotton pad, spray some solvent, and just go ahead and clean all of those little channels. Once you've done that, you just take a dry cotton pad and just wipe off the excess and then leave it like that, because later on, before we finish, we are just going to lubricate everything. We're going to lubricate the slide. So just let it sit and dry while we go and do the grip module. So let me finish this on and we're going to go into the grip. So let's go ahead and grip the grip module. It's not complicated. You pretty much spray it inside, spray lubricant or solvent on this section, and then just wipe it off with a cotton pad. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to spray it. I'm going to spray inside, and pretty much you're just going to clean it. Now the last thing that we're going to do is the FCU, and as I said, we are not going to disassemble the FCU. We're just going to give it a quick cleaning. So if you can kind of notice in here, this section in here is very dirty. Also this over here gets very dirty. So we're just going to go ahead and spray it, and we're just going to clean with a cotton pad. So there you have it, folks. It's clean and ready to go back in. So the next step would be, before we start reassembling, make sure that you have your C-clip in there, and it's there for the retention pin. We are going to go ahead also and clean the pin. That's your pin. And we are going to put this back. We're going to do it in reverse order of what we did in the beginning. So we're going to install the FCU into the grip, and then after that we're going to start assembling the slide and then putting everything back together. Now the last step, I'm not going to show it in here. I'm going to clean the magazine, but I'm just not going to show it in here. So you have to disassemble your magazine. Pretty much you what you do is you push this down, then you can slide your base plate out, and then your magazine comes off. Spray everything, spray your follower, everything inside, and clean it thoroughly, and then assemble it back. After you're done, you apply a small coat of lubrication to prevent any rust on it. So let's go ahead and start reassembling this. Again, I can't show you some things in here when I reassemble because of YouTube, but pretty much this is your FCU. Your FCU goes in here like this, and then you put it on, and then you put your pin in there. So I am going to do it here off camera. So there is your FCU. It's already into the grip module. Now the next thing we need to do is just install the pin. So we're gonna just push it in there. Make sure that it's in there. Now the FCU is completely locked in there. Next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna start assembling the slide. But before we do that, we are going to use our lubrication. We're going to use the oil. We're going to lubricate the essential parts on here so that it runs correctly, that the slide cycles correctly, and everything inside is properly lubricated. The first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to take the slide and I am going to start applying oil in this channel, which is what cycles on with the grip. And we're gonna leave it like that. Also, I am going to put a drop in here, a drop in here. We're gonna put it back. We're gonna take one of our cotton pads. We're gonna apply some oil in there. We're gonna take our barrel and we are going to lubricate that barrel. Sure you get it all, and we are going to drop it into the slide. So our barrel is right there on the slide. Now I would recommend to just put a little dab of oil in here. That's where your spring is going to, recoil spring is going to rest, and also in here because these might be contact parts. We are going to take more oil. Now we're going to take our recoil spring and we are going to lubricate. We are going to lubricate that spring. We're going to make sure that it is well lubricated, and we are going to install this into our slide. You just gotta insert in here like that, then you gotta push and put it in that little tab. So our slide is ready. We're gonna take care of that at the end. For now, don't worry about it. So we are pretty much ready to put the slide on. I am going to take the grip and I am going to put some extra oil. I'm gonna lubricate in here. I'm gonna make sure that this channel has lubrication on both sides. Okay. And we are ready to assemble. When you put the slide on, you're gonna slide it all the way back, lock the slide, and then turn the lever up, and then you can finish the reassembly. I'm gonna show it, I'm gonna slide it, I'm gonna put it, but I cannot do it on camera, so I'm gonna take this out. Now when you put your slide back, there is this little safety here that if it's up like that, it will prevent your slide from moving all the way to the back. If it's like that, it won't allow it to move. So you gotta make sure that that little tab is all the way down like that. It's all the way down, and now your slide will properly go back. You're gonna lock it. That's it. Lever up. Bring your slide back, and we're gonna do a function test. everything seems to be working fine. So the next thing I do is I take another cotton pad and I clean any excess that might be on the gun, and then we are ready to place a light coat of oil just to kind of protect against rust. So let me finish doing this and I will get back with you guys. Now that the pistol is clean, I am going to take another cotton. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil on it, and I am just going to lightly start applying a layer of oil into the pistol. So this will create a coating. It's not only gonna give it a little bit of a gloss, but it's also going to protect the pistol from the elements. Take a dry one and just clean up the excess. And that's it. This thing is clean. So next step will be I will be installing the EPS carry. I will make a separate video about that, but the nice thing about these P365 380 is that it came with the new slide, which allows me to keep my rear sights when I install the EPS. So let's see how that goes. So that will be the next video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless.